Levi Colwill, and he's had surgery after suffering an injury in training this week, but he's a bit younger. I wonder, just to Ehsan's earlier point about the calendar and just simply the workload that these players, especially at the big clubs, with barely any summer breaks, a player like a Cole Palmer this time around, for example, or Colwill, how much do you think this is going to become more of a trend that actually players who peak earlier because they're fielded earlier in their careers also suffer these injuries earlier? Do you think we're going to see, ultimately, players having shorter careers because of this situation?
I mean, this makes me so mad because people, like, football will move on, right? Football will forget about Levi Colwill for the next 8-10 months or however long it is. Chelsea might sign someone else. They look quite short in defence. They might just sign someone else in defence. England will move on. And Colwill will be the collateral damage for a calendar. I think we can all agree it's just it's totally irrational. The fact that you play a long season, you play international tournaments, you play pre-season friendlies, and all of that, and then you add in the Club World Cup in the height of an American summer, and you expect players not to go down. Or frankly, I think the game doesn't really care. I think the game has such an abundance of players coming through. It's got such an abundance of money and greed that the human being, Levi Colwill, is basically, collateral damage. It doesn't really matter to football that he's now going to miss 8 to 10 months of his career, of his development, of his ambition. That he's probably going to miss an international tournament because there's always someone else who can come in, and that is where we are with football. It's greed, and it's essentially a dehumanization process where players are really just kind of they're units of labour who can just be brought in and sweated and replaced as and when.
And of course, it's a 48-team World Cup as well at the end of this new season. Look, we know that Chelsea have got some of the best medical staff out there. I'm sure that they will take as best care of him as they can. Ehsan, I just sort of wonder, where does this? I mean, as Jonathan said, like we're already so congested anyway. Where does this reach breaking point, or have we passed that? What will it take for, if anything, football to go in reverse from this, or will it just not?
Yeah, it's only going to go in one direction. I see this going in the direction of only if the players ever went on strike, which again is so inconceivable because, as Jonathan says, because there's so many players out there that have this dream of playing at the top level, all players in some way are replaceable. So yes, it's just going to continue in this direction. Players are going to get injured. Their livelihoods in terms of long-term futures are going to be damaged, and the authorities at the end of the day don't really care at the end of the day because it's a money business. The bottom line is sponsorship, commercial, and the figures involved. So I see, regardless of how many injuries occur, I just can't see how this ends at all.